This is part 2 of the features and functions review of the dewdrop drill made in Spencer, Iowa. In part 1 we discussed the native grass seed hopper and its functions and the auger and how to set it and how to calculate seed drop, as well as the legume box and its functions and how to calculate its seed drop. We also covered that this unit comes equipped with its own power source and that it also has an electric clutch which engages and disengages the seed drop. Sweet tea, pecan pie, homemade wine. In part 2 we're going to discuss more of the operation of the unit and how its functions work. The dewdrop drill comes with this hardwired control which allows you to raise and lower the cutting discs as well as disengage and engage the clutch drive. I have the cutting discs lowered all the way down with the electric disc lift, and I've used the turnbuckle, which you can see right there, to adjust the height of the overall drill in comparison to the draw unit. This allows you to determine the cutting depth of the discs. Many seeds only need to be planted 1/4 of an inch and up to 1.5 inches in depth, and using that turnbuckle with the unit connected to your draw vehicle, you're able to adjust that cutting depth. What you want to do is lower your electric cylinder all the way down so your cutting discs are as low as they can be, and then with the unit attached to your draw vehicle so that you have a standardized ride height, you adjust that turnbuckle and that'll raise those discs up or lower them down to cut the earth at the depth that you need for the seed planting. With 2 rows of cutting discs, the first row will cut the ground one direction. It'll lay the grass over. The second row will cut the ground the other direction and lay the grass over to make little rows. And then back behind the cutting discs, you have this black seed drop box. The seed drop box drops the seed right in front of these green tines that drop down, and the green tines then mix the seed in with the grass and lay the grass back over on top of it. This provides soil contact and mulch, which allows the seed, once it becomes moist, to maintain that moisture level throughout germination. This wraps up the features and function review portion of part 2. Next I'm going to show you some things that we're going to try to lay out in part 3 of this series. I hope that you found the features and functions informative, and I hope it's answered most of the questions that you might have about this unit. If you do have any additional questions, please feel free to post those below and I'll be happy to respond. Also, if you have any comments or suggestions, please post those as well. Even if they're negative, I'm interested in learning and getting better at doing this review. I want to provide this as a service to people and make searching for information much easier. I hope you found this useful, and I will show you what we're going to do in part 3 next. I hope you found part 1 and part 2 of this review interesting, and I hope you're looking forward to part 3. I hope to have that up in the next couple of weeks, and it should be pretty interesting to see how it comes along. All the grass needs to be planted by September 20th because there is alfalfa in all of the mix, and alfalfa needs a pretty decent amount of germination time before the first frost in order to survive. Most of the winter annuals will do fine planted later, but as I said, with alfalfa in the mix, it all needs to be planted by September 20th.